vivre une situation délicate qui m'oblige à faire du mal. Le problème, c'est que si je le fais pas, je meurs.
T'as juste à choisir ton préféré. Je vais te l'accrocher puis je vais te montrer comment le vider.
Non, merci, j'ai pas faim.
Les goûts, ça se développe. Tu vas voir, tu vas finir par aimer ça.
J'ai pas besoin de tuer du monde pour savoir que j'aimerais pas ça.
Les parents sont pas un buffet. Les dents sont sorties, t'es capable.
Est-ce que je te ferai enlever mon chandail?
Non.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe quand vous allez au soleil?
On dessèche.
On dirait que je peux voir à travers ta peau.
Je crois en toi, t'es capable.
Je peux pas le faire.
We are back, and Bonnie died suddenly. Bonnie!
Oh
no! Oh my gosh! Hello, everyone! Oh my gosh, we just in an instant lost Bonnie.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Hopefully, she'll be back.
Oh dear! Okay, she's jumping off. Let's hope she'll be jumping back.
Okay.
Here she is. Yay.
I'm so sorry. I'm sitting somewhere where I thought we had a good internet connection. We probably don't.
Okay, it's all right. We're here, and we're back. And it's been so long, so long. It's all my fault. You can blame me, everybody. It's fine. But I'm super happy to be back, and it's so good to see both the girls. I'm excited, and we're talking about a film today, which is just so damn cute. And I hadn't seen it yet. You guys had seen it. And then I was like, I'm going to watch this one too. And then, yeah, I just fell in love with this movie. I just thought it was the cutest thing ever. Sounds weird talking about a horror movie. Well, not even a horror movie. It's more of a dark, what would you call it? Dark comedy about a vampire.
It's a dark comedy, but there are some creepy moments.
Yeah, there is. So the movie we're talking about today is Humanist Vampire Seeking Consenting Suicidal Person. I love the title itself is just brilliant. Now, this is the feature debut from Ariane Louis-Seize, who is a Quebec. I'm really bad at saying these, but French-Canadian, I believe, director. So it's all French speaking, but it's a really a little gem that like I had no idea what it was going to be. I thought when I saw the title, I thought this is going to be either really, really good or like really good and kind of land flat. So but I've got to say, if I had watched this film when I was a teenage girl, I probably would have gone into this like Sasha, the lead character's phase, like the whole outfits and the vibe and the like everything. I couldn't tell. I don't know if you guys figured it out, but was it trying to be 70s or 80s? I couldn't really. The vibe was like this really, I don't know, the fashion, even the color scheme was really taking me to like 70s-ish, but I wasn't sure if it was like bordering towards end. But I thought it was, yeah. I love it.
Honestly,
you guys keep talking. My internet's going in and out, so I'm gonna try to do this on the phone.
Okay.
So just keep talking and I'll be back. Sorry.
All right.
Aww.
Please. Okay.
I'm not sure what time period it was set in, because there's no cell phones, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I think I didn't even like think of what time period it was placed in when I watched it again yesterday morning. I just love the movie so much that I think it's like almost like has a timeless feel to it.
Yeah, it's got this like, I felt like it was like my inner indie girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just
mean, I can't tell you how much I related to this character, this girl.
And it was so clever is what I liked about it too. Clever and funny. Like there's so many little bits in there that I just found myself like cackling and just thinking this is just so funny, but like so well done. It wasn't cringy and it didn't seem like it was, you know, some kind of big blockbuster like Daggy type thing. It was actually just Bonnie's back. Sorry.
Yay.
I'm gonna use my iPhone. My iPhone
Oh, well, it's clearer.
and my MacBook from like 20 years ago.
Yeah. I
Sorry.
feel like mine's already kind of glitching too. So if so, I will switch to my phone as well.
Okay. I think it'll be
We're
fun.
all in different locations today except for Renee. So
Yes. Still on the other side of the globe. But
Is it better to do that?
and somehow you have the best connection.
yeah, I know. Weird.
What is this?
It is what it is. I don't even care anymore. I'm just glad we're talking about this film when we're back together.
Yeah. Yes.
Got
We were
it.
just saying we don't know it's kind of like this film just has this really cool, like, I don't know, it took me back to like my indie girl days.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
I wanted
it's
to hear,
also,
like,
so I don't know what era this is supposed to be. Like, what?
well,
Did you guys
that's what
figure it
we were
out?
saying. No, it's kind of, as Jenna said, it's got like a timeless vibe.
Yeah.
Like, and there's no phones, so like,
You know what?
kinda,
It kind of like, so I was getting a lot of different movies. I know that basically the creator of this film was influenced by other movies that we have reviewed, like A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night and Under the Skin. But what I was getting from it was Let the Right One In, because of the young girl and the young boy relationship. And also, she's a 68-year-old. She's not 600 years old. And the vampire rules are a bit different than the one from Let the Right One In. But it felt like the same kind of era where it was like, I don't know if this is modern times or 10 years ago or 20 years ago, but it didn't seem to matter because it's such a dark set movie, but it's not it's not a dark movie. Like, I didn't find it to be like a horror film. I felt it to be more like about humanity and what does that mean, and more about
like a whimsical feel. Like,
yeah.
It kind of has this like, like that's what I think that's what I mean when I say like my indie girl. Like, I'm like thinking like, Velvet and like, I don't know, Velvet and Sparkles, and like I'm just that era of like indie rom-com vibes, like when it was just everything's kind of like, we're all a little bit existential, but we're all a little bit cute. Like, I don't know.
It's almost like Amelie in a way, but not colorful, like a dark and maybe I'm just because of the French of it all, and I know it's not a French movie, it's a Canadian French movie, which is a different aesthetic, but it's very like cinematic, but it's dark colors, dark everything, but also this is a character that is very sensitive. It also felt very Gen Z, even though I'm a Gen X, so I kind of understood the sentimentality of it and the emotions of it, but I just love this movie to death. I really did. I thought it was just such a sweet movie. And yeah, I'm a diehard horror fan and a diehard vampire film fan, but honestly, it was such a sweet movie. I don't know. Like, it made me like, it was romantic, but also humanistic, obviously. Humanistic's in the title, but it was just such a sweet vampire movie. I really liked it.
And I love the family, I've got to say. Like, I actually fell in love with the dad. Like, I love her dad. No, like not in a gross way. I just like, that is like the sweetest dad. Like, he was just like,
really
no matter
cared
what,
about her.
Yeah, I'm not gonna force her to kill. She doesn't want to kill. I'm not gonna force her to kill. All right.
Yeah.
And,
like he really understood. Yeah, it was almost like the dad in 16 Candles.
Yeah,
like, or even the dad in like Pretty in Pink, where he like he cares about his daughter and he's not like totally clued into what's going on, but he stands up for her. And yeah, it did kind of feel like a teen movie. I mean, it also felt a little like Better Off Dead too, which is a comedy from the 80s about a suicidal guy that basically falls in love. He's suicidal because he has a broken heart, but then he kind of like decides that he's not suicidal because he falls in love again. And it's not the same movie, obviously, because it's like the 80s humor, but I don't know, it harkened back to that for me. I just really liked this movie because it felt kind of like a John Hughes movie, but not. Like, I don't even know.
It's got all the like awkwardness and like, like all the dynamics between Paul and Sasha. Like, they're very like awkward and cute. Like, I loved how, like, what I think one of my favorite bits, there's plenty of favorite bits, but I love the scenes where they were going and like, getting back everyone for Paul. And it was just so stupid, but it was just like I was just like, I want to hurt them, but I don't want to hurt them. It was just like every scene of that was really cute and funny.
It's a really adorable movie. I wrote a bunch of notes as always.
Yes, yes.
As always, I've got my notes.
It wouldn't be right if you didn't have one.
It wouldn't be us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's so many things I really liked about this. I thought it was really cute that it was kind of like the coming of age of like a vampire, but it was like the whole birthday party thing and like the clown, and it just, I love the way that like vampirism was like normalized. Like it was like a normal family, like they went through all like they had like normal houses and like hired a clown for their daughter. Like
fun fact about that clown, about the clown actor, Jenna. They didn't tell, that's a real clown. Like that's a guy whose job is to be a real clown. He's not an actor. And they hired him for the film and didn't tell him it was for a vampire film. So he just thought it was like a regular family film. Like they didn't tell him anything. But the fact that he's not an actor, but a real, like a clown that he would hire for parties made me laugh when I found that out. Because I was like, that makes
kind
sense.
of a weird clown.
But he was terrible.
He was like the lo-fi clown. It's like,
I feel like I'm glitching.
I mean, I don't think you'd want Terrifier, but yeah. Like, it definitely was like, I love that too, Jenna. That was just like a regular family. They just happen to be vampires. It's kind of like the Addams Family or the Munsters. Yeah. I think that the Addams Family TV show, not the movies or the Munsters. They're just normal people. They don't even realize they're the monsters.
Yeah. The older sister sitting there, like with the, she's like even more like kind of like anti, it kind of seems like antisocial, kind of, very like, and she's just in the background, like, and I'm just like, oh my God, we're supposed to think, she's even like.
Wait, older sister? I thought it was a cousin.
Well, I think it was the older sister, but I mean,
the one that she goes to live with is her cousin.
Oh, is it? Oh, I just assumed.
Yeah, I mean, she's like she's close to, I would assume they're close in age, but because they're vampires, I don't know age between them all. But I kind of got the impression, it felt like older sister vibes or older cousin vibes for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to just say, I don't think I've ever related in a vampire movie to a character as much as I relate to her. like she's just so like ethical. And it's just, I don't know. I just found her to be really, really, I don't know. I felt like a kinship with her in some ways. Because I think I would go through the same thing if I got turned into a vampire. I'd be like, I don't want to kill people. Like, I don't want to do this. Like
I think we've all kind of thought about it watching vampire movies growing up too. Like for me, the vengeance level is high. So for me, it's like I would go after every bully. I would go after everyone. I'd probably be more like Dexter. I would go after people I thought deserved to die. And that's how I would decide that. But I won't spoil the ending until we talk about it for this film, because what they do decide to do, I think, is much more kinder and sweeter as a vampire. But I do kind of like that this is a bucket list movie for a guy that's suicidal. He's like, I'm willing to die, but these are the things I want to do first. And it's all about like getting back at the bullies that have been tormenting him in high school. And it's something to think about, because when you're a teenager, you think everything is like black and white in some ways, and everything is just like the heightened emotion, heightened everything, because your brain's not fully. I mean, you're the doctor in this, Jenna, so you would know about.
I am not a doctor yet.
But you know what I mean? Like your brain is not fully formed, so everything.
Yeah, not until you're around 25 years old.
Yeah, everything is like just.
It's your prefrontal cortex. Your prefrontal cortex.
That's it, and
it regulates your impulse control and like your decision making.
Yeah, so I mean, which is weird because she has like a teenager body, but she has a 68. But she's 68, so she has. Yeah. So I'm not sure how that works. But for the boy, you think about, I have a long list of people that are high school vengeance list of people I want to get even with. And that's like the core of every teen movie of bullies versus outcasts, right? And so I do love that this movie had this sweet touch where he's like, but here's the people I want to get back at. Now, it's a little different than the bullies the vampire deals with in Let the Right One In. Because that swimming pool scene, which I still think is perfection in that movie, that deals with major violence. Whereas this is more John Hughes bus type stuff. So it's like, I don't know. I really did like this movie though a lot because it did have heart and a sense.
Yeah, it's like heartwarming, and it's like it's just so
it's
sweet.
weird to say wholesome in like it's like wholesome vampire and wholesome in the one thing.
Yeah,
It's
they don't
like,
usually go together. It's amazing, and I just love how dramatic she was, and like the scene where she like takes him and like they listen to the record. He's like, "Well, what's your favorite?" And she puts on that song, and I love that song. By the way, I play that song all the time now. After I watch
it's all by Emotions by Brenda Lee, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's so good. Yeah. And I just love the way the two actors in that scene, the way they like played off each other. Like the way that when they were listening to the music, like if they started kind of slow and he started to kind of get into it, and then she just got like all, and it was like I don't know, it was such a beautiful scene to me, and that's so weird to say, like it put such a smile on my face to see them kind of like moving towards each other and like developing this like connection by listening to this song together, you know?
Kind of like the other vampire movie we watched with a girl walks alone tonight.
Girl walks home late at night.
Yeah, they have I swear we picked the longest titles for our vampire. But like I love that scene where she's like bonding with him over that song and that movie too. So it's like music is the big connector, like me, especially for introverts. I feel like I still stand by this, that mixtapes are the introvert flirtation, because you can give emotion and not be as shy through music and connecting through music. So I really thought that was such a sweet moment in the film as well.
Yeah, it was super sweet. I love I think one of the things I liked about it is because obviously, you know, I love a good, deep, dark, and depressing movie. Like, you know, Take Me Home.
Oh, those are my favorite. Those are my favorite. My sister yells at me all the time because she's like, all you listen to and watch are sad, dark things. And I'm like, I love it. I love things that have like depth and like just show that, you know, I don't like too many like a bubbly romantic comedies. I can't get into those because they're not authentic. You know, life is not like that. But this was just like it was just so warming. Like I can't even like explain it in words right now. It's just like it's like my feel good vampire movie. Yeah, it's just like a little burst of sunshine, like in a weird way. Like I don't know, in a weird way. But it was like, and the one of the things I liked about it as well is like it didn't go, you know, like I said, I love going down that dark path, but even the like, you know, Paul, like whatever, he's like quite, you know, I want to die type thing. But the more you kind of get along it, you even see with him, he doesn't really want to die. Like, and it kind of gets to the root of that when he's talking about, you know, he doesn't want to suffer, or he doesn't, you know, people are lonely and stuff like that. And that's what you know, sort of leads to that. I kind of liked that they brought it down to just like, I guess, a very simplistic, very simple thing, and that is just like, I guess, you know, feeling needed, feeling wanted, feeling like you belong. Like it's at the end of the day, I guess it really is about like, you know, feeling like you belong somewhere. And you know, both the characters you know, are outcasts in their own way and in their own worlds, and then, you know, they kind of through each other they're able to find like a space where they can belong and both be who they are, I guess. Like so, and it just kind of, I like normally I'd be like, oh gee, they didn't really, you know, like they didn't really go into too much depth on the dark side. They kind of just made fluff of it, but I think it worked. And I think that it was needed because it kind of like, it didn't take itself too seriously, but it did it enough that you kind of were like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, and it's also like about connection and about feeling seen. I think especially when you're young. And granted, she's 68, but she's a young vampire compared to the other vampires. Let's just pretend she's a teenager. Oh, the dog just saw a moth, so you might hear some barking. So I was in the background of this video. No, I feel like that's a big deal. I think I'm super old, and I still care about feeling seen, feeling taken as is, treated with respect, but also like a connection. Oh my God, it's like dog sharing time. Oh, just wait. Because once this one starts waking up, it's like a little dog fest. I swear, I'm just glad we didn't watch a werewolf movie, because trying to watch anything with barking with dogs has been really hard as a pet. This one was soothing. They fell asleep when I watched this movie because I watched it again today, and they loved it because I don't know what it is about this particular movie, but it's soothing to me. It like relaxes me. I think
it puts me in a great mood. Like I'm like thinking about it and I'm just like smiling over here.
Yeah, it's like a dopamine. It's such a weird dopamine vampire movie, but also like one of these days you and I we should all do an experiment where we like take our blood pressure while we're watching one of the movies we choose because and I've heard that Sinister is the one that gets your blood pumping the most, but I've watched Sinister so many times I don't think I could
I rewatched that recently with my housemate because he hadn't seen it.
Oh yeah, it's a great film. But like this movie made me feel happy more than most rom-coms do. Like most rom-coms, I'm like,
it's just charming. Like there's so many charming things about it. When she's sitting outside and she wants to like end her life by eating the food, and she's like standing outside there like contemplating it, and then she looks over and sees like the helpline right there, and then I just found there were so many like parts that I giggled at. And also I really loved like the juxtaposition of like there were so many shots that were really dark and gloomy, and the way that it was aesthetically done was just beautiful. And that was just like such a juxtaposition to how like kind of like lighthearted the movie is in some ways, you know?
Yeah.
And I just love that.
I don't know. I'm not French, but is that a French sensibility kind of thing to do to do a dark movie but have it be happy but have it look dark? Is that a French aesthetic? Because I don't know enough about French New Wave film, French horror film.
I feel like it might be more of a French Canadian thing, but correct me anyone if I'm wrong. Because a lot of the French stuff that I've seen is not quite that. Yeah, like.
So I mean, and that could just be a dumb question because it doesn't necessarily feel, other than the language, it doesn't feel like an overt French film.
Right.
But I didn't know if that was a certain sense of humor where it's kind of like, what do they call it? Like, is it morose humor or not dark humor? I can't think of the term. I'm sure someone in comments will say, but it's like a sense of gallows humor. That's what it is. But it doesn't feel like gallows humor. It feels like, I don't know, it just feels really heartwarming. So I don't really know what to classify it as.
Yeah, it's a really interesting one, I think, to discuss. But I think there's a lot of good little like nuggets in it. Like I didn't catch on the first time. Like when she's at the beginning of the film, when she is sitting in her room and she's like, God, I love how they put the cookie with the spiral and they put it on the record player and like had it spin. I really like that shot. You know, and she's like, and the parents come in and they're like, we have to have a talk. Like, because they found the cookie.
Yeah.
Like it's like a drug or something.
Yeah.
And I love how there's also the symbolism in the fact that like the cookie has a spiral and internally like she's spiraling, right? Like she's like spiraling with her feelings about like having to like, well, I want to live, but I also don't want to end someone else's life. Like, so like, and I just love that little, like, I don't know. I just caught that the second time. I didn't catch it this first time. And I was like,
no, that's a good catch. I didn't catch it either.
It's reflective of her spiraling, like her inner spiraling. Like, huh.
No, that was a really
What?
That was a really good catch. And I was trying to think of like, I don't know. I think it was a moment in Heathers where Winona's character Veronica like fakes her own death with suicide, like by hanging in her room, so she can go off to do something and her parents won't be checking in because they think she's dead. And it was like that felt like that kind of humor where it's like death humor, where it's it's not as dire as most vampire movies or most horror films or most themes that are about not living forever or about humans dying or about mortals or taking a mortal life. This just felt like, I don't know, it just felt like such a sweet movie also for just humans to see, because I think when you are in high school and like I said before, when you're a teenager and you have like life or death, everything seems life or death. There doesn't seem like it will get better. It just doesn't ever feel like it will ever get better. And the fact that he's suicidal but sort of, I think there was that moment in the principal's office when they called him a murderer, and he's like, "I'm not a murderer. I would never kill anyone. I would never kill anyone except maybe myself." And he said it so like matter of factly, in the way his mom just looks at him strangely when he says that. It was such a that was such a moment where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've said that in like a high school principal situation. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty
I've got to say,
typical.
it's been a long time too since I've watched a film where the family like dynamics or whatever are normal. And
Yeah,
no
like-
one's being
Yeah,
no one's
exactly.
being abused.
Like the parents,
no
and the
one's
parents
being like, it's just normal. I
yeah,
was
and
like,
the parents are fighting, but they're not
functional.
fighting about normal stuff that parents fight. They're fighting about who's
Yeah.
going to go hunt. They're
Yeah.
fighting,
yeah,
you know?
but like
And they
there's
take
no
her. They take her to a vampire dentist. Like,
Oh, I
almost-
loved that.
It's just so cute because it's like what life would be like if there were real vampires in the modern times that were
Yeah.
like families like that lived together and had to like maneuver through society, right? It's just
I was thinking about that too. Like when your fangs come in crooked, what kind of braces would you get at a vampire dentist? Like what would also now I just want a movie about the vampire dentist. Like I want a movie only about vampire dentistry now. Like if that could be like a sequel or a prequel, like what's that like? If you want to be if you're a vampire, you also have a profession? Like how do you choose your profession when you're a vampire? Like I had a lot of questions about that dentist.
I mean, they took her to a psychologist too, who did like the
as well,
brain
yeah.
scans and stuff. And I just loved how they like, of course, that's another reason I love this movie because it's just got so many aspects I like. It's got vinyl and you've got like a really like dramatic, like she's so dramatic. Like she's so and I
very
love that.
like quintessential like melodramatic.
Yes,
Like,
I love it. I was like,
Yeah, like the over dramatic teenager. Yeah.
yeah.
But there's just so many aspects. And then they threw in like the psychology. And I'm like, is this like the perfect vampire movie for me? Because it has a little bit of everything. It's got like the dark humor. It's got a little bit of a psychological thing. It's got like every little part. But I just love the way they were like talking about like PTSD and obsessive thoughts with her. And like, and I was just like, is she like my soulmate vampire? Like,
I love how she's just sitting around everywhere with the like with her blood bag, like just like a little
it's
juice
just sucking
box.
like a
just
juice pouch. And she's just like,
Yes.
it's like her Capri Sun. She's
I was
just
gonna say that. I thought that too. I was like, this felt like a vampire Capri Sun.
yeah.
That was like totally what I was thinking too. Also, when I thought about the vampire psychologist, I thought of you, Jenna, because I was like, it's good to know that if we all get turned into vampires, there's still career choices for us. Like there's still like you can still stay on path, Jenna.
I'll still have a
Yeah. At least AI can't replace vampire psychiatrists and psychologists. At least they can replace everything else, but they can't replace vampire dentistry and vampire psychology.
Oh, and also the other thing I was going to say about how much I feel like I relate to her, like as like all the things that she likes and everything. She also is named Sasha. So when I first the first day I ever danced as a house girl, that was my name.
No
And
way, really?
I danced one day as a house girl. My name was Sasha.
Aww.
And I was like, really? There was just so much. And it's also French. And I'm always, of course, I'm obsessed with French stuff. And I don't know. I can't love this movie more. It's probably one of my favorite ones that we've ever done, but in such a different way than the other ones. Like, I think some of my other favorite movies that we've done on here are like so much more dark and like, just like leave you like unsettled after or something. And this
I feel like this is the most
opposite.
Happy or like
but it
film we've
also
ever
felt
done.
real. It didn't feel like, I mean, as much as I like Lisa Frankenstein, and I think everyone should watch it, that felt like a Lisa Frank love letter / a overly 80s comedy. Even though it was shot recently, where this doesn't feel like it has any gimmicks. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like
it's not trying to be silly.
no, and I don't think it's even trying to be a vampire movie. I think it's trying to be just a good movie with good characters who happen to be vampires. And the plot, yes, it's about vampirism and it's about being different. And it's about, in a way, she sort of has an eating disorder because she doesn't want to do what everyone else is doing. She's also like, they think she might be there might be something wrong with her because she's not okay with killing humans. Like, it's such a flip, but it's also like, yeah, it could be like Juno type movie, or I don't know. I'm just like thinking of every teen.
Yeah, that kind of vibe.
It brings up the whole question of morality, right? And ethics and like Like, do you have the right to take another life in order for your own life to continue, right? Like
Right.
I mean, that would be, if I was a vampire, I'd be like, oh my God, you know, I can't even eat a cow anymore. Like, it's just like,
Well, it's also like you started as a human, so it's not even like where it's a different species, even though vampires do kind of look at humans as a different species, even though they started as humans. So it's like, it's even a weird, I would think it's even a weirder conundrum of, okay, now you actually have to kill humans to survive as something that's no longer human. You're no longer human. But if you still have
You
human
also feel
feelings,
the
how do you deal?
biological. It's the biological bit too. Like you
Mhm.
can't stop that. Like she physically, you know, like when she finally does, you know, attack and like you know, she can't stop and it's just like a part of it. And it's like that's the hardest part, is it like that's why there's so many movies in, you know, the history of film about vampires and having the moral vampire, because it doesn't work to be a moral vampire, and that we love the idea of one, and that always comes back throughout all.
Well, to still have your like senses, because it's kind of like when you're a zombie, you're human. You were once human, and now you have to eat humans to survive. But you don't have well, unless you're a certain zombie movie, you don't normally have feelings, right? And it kind of reminded me of that other movie where the zombie guy suddenly gets his human feelings back because he falls in love with the human girl he refuses to bite. So it's kind of like that, where you know, it's you. With vampires, you're stuck with having your feelings. You're stuck with having, and so many movies and so many TV shows like Buffy, the TV show Buffy, like tackled this one. Vampire Diaries tackled this one. How do you like deal with still having feelings, and then eventually you just have to separate yourself from that and become a psychopath or sociopath in order to survive? You can't have those like sentimentality, and you also can't make everyone you want into a vampire either, because then it would be like the food would
I was
be
thinking
disrupted.
that in there, like I like that when the cousin, you know, and she has that guy and he's just hanging around, and like, and then they're like the like auntie or whatever, she seems like a grandma, but she seems like she's actually an auntie. But like when she says like we can't just turn everyone that we want, and I was thinking that'd be me. I'd be like chitty chatting with everyone and be like, oh no, but yeah, I'll just turn you and then you can hang out with me anyway. Like, you know,
also you don't want to like, I mean, these are also different vampire rules, so they're not immortal, but they do just age a lot slower. But that's always, I think Underworld covered that, because the vampires in Underworld, that movie saga, they're so snooty. Same with Twilight, they're just such snobs, and they're like, we don't want everyone invited to the immortal party. Like, just you can feed off of them, you can have feeders, but don't turn everyone into a vampire. And I just love that, you know, you have this, again, this felt like such a cute movie, because she's not treating him like potential food. She's trying to get consent, which is another thing. And if it's consensual, is it murder? If they're suicidal, is it murder? Like, I love that concept for a vampire that has ethics. That's like,
when
well,
they're
if I go
sitting
after
next
someone
to
who
each
wants
other,
to die.
this reminded me of when they're sitting next to each other, and he's like, you know, what can I do to make it easier type thing. She's like, I'll be back in a minute. And then she goes outside and she's trying to like bite her own arm. And I was just giving you flashbacks to, you know, when you're a kid and, you know, what would you call it? Like girls used to do that thing, you know, like where you would like cuddle yourself.
Practice kissing on your hand. Like you practice kissing on your hand.
That thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I'd be like, it's just like so, just so silly. And I was like, oh my gosh, so cute.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that there was a lot of little things in there too that were like clearly, they weren't making fun of it, but they were like quite light and like almost humorous. I thought were funny, where like, for example, in the kitchen, like, you know, they had chains and stuff around the fridge as if that was going to stop them. I was like, no. But like, and then like, you know, even like when she hits her auntie like over the head with a spade, like if that was any other like, you know, vampire thing, the vampire, they wouldn't have done anything. She would have just been, you know what I mean? But there's still this cool kind of like funny thing about them being human as much as they are vampires. It's like they just have to eat people or eat blood or whatever, but the rest of them is kind of human.
Yeah, they didn't really change their lifestyle that much. No. It's not like they turned into like royal family of vampires, or I mean,
no, it's like they still got their little like, you know, their lounge rooms, like that kind of little family lounge room. Like there's nothing really like they're not vampires who are out there like living the dream in mansions and like, you know, all that kind of stuff. They're just everyday kind of.
It's It's like Valley Girl. It's like if Valley Girl turned into a vampire. It's very suburban in a way. So it's not like the drafty Dracula castle. It's not like the fancy homes. It's not. They're just living their life, watching streaming shows. Like I felt like they're
going to the bowling alley. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally.
Anyway.
That's all kind of again, kind of like it's that really cool old like retro aesthetic with the thing. That's kind of like, and when she's walking across and it's kind of dark, and I was like, I love a good, one of my favorite scenes is, you'd remember this one, the Christina Ricci in Buffalo 66 in the bowling, and the bit when she's walking across, I'm like, what is it about me, girls and bowling alleys? And like,
I love anything with vampires and bowling alleys. I think Fright Night 2 is my favorite vampire bowling alley thing ever, because they're using the decapitated heads of the humans that they're killing as bullet balls. And it's the funniest scene ever. Like, it's like Grease. It's kind of like Grease 2 with vampires. Like, it's just the weirdest thing. But I just like dated. I don't know. I like the mundane. I like it when it's the mundane and then you add vampires. I think that's why I always liked What We Do in the Shadows, because it was such a like
everyday kind of stuff. It's silly.
Yeah, both the movie and the TV series, they're just doing normal stuff, like going to the mall, taking them to Michael's craft store for the first time, or taking vampires to Best Buy. It's just the funniest thing to me. So I just like when I see vampires just being kind of normal humans.
Yeah.
Anyway. So those guys are not normal vampires. Those are like royal vampires that are stuck in suburbia. They're not necessarily suburban vampires.
I wanted to ask you all, what do you think about the bat scene when the bat flies in? Right? Okay, so when the bat flies in and it's and all the kids are playing sports and they're like, they're playing a sports match, right?
Yeah.
And the bat flies in, right? And he ends up like killing the bat, right? And having to go to the principal's office. But for some reason, I don't know if I'm completely being like trying to look too deep into this, but I found it interesting because bats are, obviously reflective of vampires, right?
Sure.
That's like the whole connection, right? So here comes in a bat, and then he kills it during a sports match, and I'm sitting here thinking, wow, is that kind of like signifying that like he has met his match with her? If that makes sense. There's a sports match. I don't know. I might be trying to dig too deep, but it just, for some reason, I was like, it just popped in my head, and I was like, oh, it's a sports match, and like the bat comes in, and he kind of conquers the bat, and like, and then takes it home. And then takes it home with him, like he's fascinated by it, right? The same way that he's fascinated by her.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Is it's like that's the thing with all throughout the film, like it takes like things that could have been heavy, and then like kind of undercuts them with more like kind of deadpan.
When he throws the bat at the lady on her doorstep.
Yeah, and I like I guess like with the bat, I guess, it's kind of like he's attracted to that. Yeah, like you said, it's almost like a sort of like a metaphor, but for her. And like
it feels like I don't know. I might just be trying to dig too deep, but the second time I watched it, I feel like the first time I watched it, I was just like kind of giddy with how different it was from other vampire movies. And then this time I watched it to try to, to do the podcast. So I tried to like dig deeper into like the deeper meanings and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was really great dark humor. Like some people don't do dark humor right, but this just nails it like in every freaking aspect. And I also love the mirroring of how like she's being bullied by her family to do this thing, and then he's being bullied by like by the kids at school and everything. And it's like this like the two kids that are bullied, like
that's what I liked about the family dynamic.
And connect.
That's what I liked about the family dynamic as well, Jenna. Like the fact that they're both being bullied, but both of them have supportive families. Like his mum is really lovely, supportive. Hers is really lovely. And it kind of like shows a little bit like, because I feel like, we get a little caught up too much sometimes in thinking that like people who are, going through stuff or sad or whatever have like this infinite like well of drama and trauma and horror happening. And like in everyday teenage life, sometimes there isn't any of that happening. It's just, that's like life is hard as a teenager, as stupid as it sounds, but it feels like it's really hard. And like,
Yeah,
even
also,
when you have amazing parents or people there, this still doesn't stop you from being, in this instance, being the weird one and feeling like you don't belong.
yeah, you can have parents that are like good parents and still feel like the outcast and the oddball. You don't have to have like a Charles Dickens level horrible Oliver Twist kind of life to feel pain. Also, I think it's a thing too when you're a teenager, you feel pain and suffering in a way that you think pain and suffering exists that maybe it doesn't. Like I was very goth and very much in a family that didn't get it and didn't understand why I was like listening to depressed music. Why do I always dress like I'm on my way to a funeral? Like I was living in the Midwest and I had a brother who was like a really good baseball player and really popular and got along with everyone. And I was the weird Wednesday Addams type kid. And I didn't do it necessarily. I didn't do it for attention. It was just my psyche. That's just how I was. I mean, I also just felt like kind of like an alien at all times. So whenever like I came across another kid that was also like that, I don't know. It just you felt a connection. That's why I love this movie so much, because she's like 68, but in vampire years, that's young. And also, she's the weirdo in her family, and he's kind of the outcast in his family. It's not that his parents, either side of their parents, don't like them or love them. It's just they don't quite fit the mold that their parents want them to fit. And their parents are worried about them, but also like they have to do stuff to survive as a human, and you have to do stuff to survive as a vampire. And when you're a certain age, you don't really know about the harsh realities of survival yet. So I think it is kind of interesting that both of them do come from families that care about them. It's just they just don't feel like they fit. They don't feel like they belong. They don't understand why they're not like everybody else.
And then when there's a part where like their eyes meet, and I wrote down, I was like, puzzle pieces, when their eyes meet and they realize that their goals are like compatible with each other.
Yes.
And I was just like, oh.
By the way, when he first sees her and he gets scared and runs into the like that shipping thing.
Yes, so good.
I think about that all the time, because every time I'm like, well, if I saw a cool like vampire, how would I act? And I know if I met a vampire for the first time, I would probably be the klutz that fell downstairs or ran into a pole or something. Like, it would never be as cool as I want it to be. So I thought that was so funny.
That actor who plays him just nailed the whole awkward thing. Like, he just
excuse me,
like,
the glow up. Glow up at the end though, Jenna.
Yeah.
The glow up. Dude is hot. Like he's a very attractive boy. At the end, when he's a vampire, it's like, hello, glow up.
Hello.
I just thought the awkwardness was so like charming, because she's like so cool, like so cool, and like, and he's like so geeky and awkward, and like it's just like it's almost like a vampire rom-com, and I just like, I'm not a rom-com person though, you guys. I'm not a rom-com person.
I'm not either. I broke my rule and saw The Materialist in the theater because of Pedro Pascal. That's it. I have a Pedro Pascal problem, but I don't really like rom-coms, because to me it's kind of like that scene in Wednesday Addams, the first season, where it was like a horror film to her was Legally Blonde. That was a scary movie for me. That I feel the same way. Like, I get so bored in rom-coms because they're so like written with a template. Not that horror films aren't, because they can be too. But I just get so I hate them.
Rom-coms are not reflective of reality at all, and I don't like it, because I think that it gives. I think they for the most part it gives, especially young girls, this idea that this like amazing, dramatic, magical moment's gonna come when you like, it's the same thing with all the Disneyland bullshit. Like, it makes you think, and so I'm not a fan of rom-coms because of that. But this is like, I think this is my rom-com, y'all. Like, I really do. I think.
Yeah, I feel like this is a good rom-com. This feels like a good rom-com too, but also a good coming of age film, a good like trying to find your place in society, trying to find destiny, trying to find someone to connect with in a healthy way, and not necessarily in a murder way. But like, and also as serious a topic as suicide is, I thought they dealt with it very respectfully.
Yes, and that's another aspect that I really like, because as you guys know, I used to, work at the suicide prevention line. That was like my first job ever in mental health care. Actually, was during the pandemic. I answered those lifeline calls for an entire year.
Is Jenna still there?
Am I? Oh no.
Am I still here?
No, yeah, she's still there. You're all
We're all
there.
still here.
Here, we'll just have a little dog break here while she's
Am I not here?
No, you're here.
Okay.
Yeah. See, this is why we didn't watch a werewolf movie, because I'm literally taking care of a werewolf right now.
I forgot what I was saying.
This is Levi, by the way.
In the middle of saying something.
Yeah. This is a 13-year-old dog that doesn't ever sleep.
He's very
and it's
cute.
like taking care of a werewolf. I was also going to compare this movie a little to Ginger Snaps, about teenage girl mentality, but again, it's weird because the vampire is 68, so I don't really.
I think it's because she looks young and like.
Well, they age slow. So in vampire years, I guess 68 would be 16, right? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I didn't do the math. But I also love that this is a debut film from the director and screenwriter, and that it's a woman that wrote it, of course.
I know we've
now everyone's gone.
We've reviewed a lot of good debut feature films, I've got to say. And they always being a woman most of the time.
We pick good movies that are written and directed by women, for sure. Like, we're going to have to get the new Addams Family, the new, like, Toby Poser film, because they just have a new film out, and we love them. We want them to adopt us into their family. So, but yeah, definitely.
Uh-oh.
I'm freezing. No!
In and out.
Should I do audio only? Would that keep me on? Oops. I swear to God, we can never have anything that's not problematic with internet.
Hey, we're still in Mercury retrograde shadow right now.
Oop.
So.
I wonder where the router is. Can I go where the router is?
I don't
Let's
know.
You're still all right. It's just a little bit of freezing.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. So I think what I was saying before is that I think that there's so many parts where, like, we said the dark humor is so good, but like it's also like the guy that the I don't know, I don't know whether she's like the auntie or the sister, whatever we're saying, but the one that she hits with the shovel, and like she moves in with that lady, and they she tries to get that guy, but she accidentally turns that guy into like a vampire, and then he's just like living with them, and he just keeps like trying to talk in Spanish and stuff, and she's like, no more, like, we told you, no more Spanish, and he just keeps coming in like with these like goofy like one-liners, like so he's kind of like this like a comedic relief like at some points, and I think the writer constructed this really, really well. I think the storyline was written extremely well, and I think that the way that they wove it together and made it so that like the jokes hit, like there'll be a joke, and then there'll be like an aw moment, and then there'll be like a kind of a creepy moment, and then like a aw moment, and then like a joke, and it's just like, I love that when I was watching this, I was like laughing, and even the record scene that I love so much, right? I was literally crying and laughing at the same time, because I was like, this is so beautiful, and then I was like, ha ha ha, but it's so funny how they're like picking on each other. And I was like, why is this movie making me feel like such a mix of emotions, because there were some creepy points though too. There was like, when she sees like the bloody table after like the lady brings back the guys and like devours them. Yeah. Really gross bloody table with all the stuff on it. There are a few moments like that too. And I love how this movie kind of just gave you a little bit of everything in it, and at the same time it was cinematically shot like beautifully, like,
Like I could watch this movie on mute and just play music I like, and it would still be beautiful.
Good, yeah. Well, that's what I mean with that kind of whimsical. Like it's got this kind of dazed kind of feeling, like, and kind of that like almost like a fog. I don't know. Like it's kind of it's just really pretty.
And the casting, I think they just nailed it with the casting. Like they really, really like picked like the best people for the role. Like, I can't imagine anyone else being that girl now. Like, there's no way, like,
Yeah.
anyone that's just so perfect. And she's so pretty and cute, too. So I can't help but be like, oh my God, you're adorable.
I really enjoy movies that don't have celebrities in them, too. Like, it's kind of like not know everybody in a movie, because that takes me out of it when it's like someone famous or someone that I know. Like, as much as I love certain actors and I will see everything in them or everything that they do, it's nice to see a movie like this where I didn't recognize anyone. So it makes it feel a little bit more real. I don't know. I don't know. That's just the thing I like. So
plus it's French.
Yeah.
Anything in French.
Yeah, I love the casting was great. Like I said, I love the family. And I really I loved her family. They were just that weird, like, I don't know, I was trying to think of someone else that it kind of feels like, but I guess it sort of is kind of like the Addams family or something like that, where you've got that kind of quirky family, but they're all weird, but they're a loving family weirdly. I don't know, it's kind of like they have this kind of,
they're still a family. Like, that's the thing. Like,
kind of heartwarming vibe.
Yeah, if you still have a family, I think that's why the Monsters was so popular when that came out, because it was still like the dad that has dad jokes and he's kind of embarrassing. And it was funny that the most beautiful human, they thought she was ugly, but they were like, trying to make her feel better about being ugly, even though she's literally a hot human. And also, it's like with Adam's family, they all have their quirks, but they still squabble. They still have the same kind of fights a brother and sister would have, or they have.
Yeah, I like the argument with the mum and the dad when they're in the car and she's in the back and the mum goes like, I'm not going to like hunt for us.
I'm not going to hunt for the rest of my life. Like, this, something has to change. And I love that scene because it's like they're fighting about their parenting, right? But it's vampire parenting. It's not normal.
And then he goes, the best part and then he goes, I hunted on Monday, and she goes, congrats.
It's so good.
The argument you have with your parents when they're like, okay, you have to get a summer job. You cannot just be hanging out all summer. Like, you have to be an adult. You have to pay rent. You have to learn responsibility when it comes to money. Like, that's what that felt like, was that discussion of, can't live here forever. Like, you have to.
Imagine they've been hunting for her for 68 years. And I don't know how often they have to eat or whatever, but it seems like it's pretty frequently because she's always sucking on one of those bags.
But also, I wonder if it's like healthier to not do the bags, because in a lot of vampire lore and a lot of movies and TV shows, they're always like, well, I'll just drink animal blood, or I'll just go get blood bags.
Because it's the essence of the human and the essence of the life that they're also absorbing, not just the blood that's been refrigerated for however many hours, right?
It's a chemical. It's not just a chemical thing. It's deeper than that. Well,
like True Blood vibes all of a sudden. I just had flashbacks of, remember, I was like, oh yeah, True Blood was a show. I forgot that existed.
I love that show. I haven't watched
it.
I still have all the DVDs, and I'm finally getting rid of all the books.
I would like to
read all the
books
that too.
See how it aged. Because I haven't watched
that the porn parody of True Blood has less sex than the actual. There's more sex in the actual True Blood TV series than in the parody porn.
There's some good scenes in that show where Lilith is just like blood and like, oh yeah.
There's like, I still like, there are moments where I'm like, how did they get away with this? Like, I watch it now. I don't know why I'm clutching my pearls or something, like when I'm watching like that now. I'm like, oh my God, they got away with a lot. And now I'm like, they can still do that.
There's
it's just
so much stuff. I can't remember what I was watching the other day. I was watching some show and there was sex between like two women, and it was like you could see and I was like, this is adult content. Like, this is an adult film. Like, it's literally like, and then I kind of got mad because I was like, why do people think mainstream actors are so far above like adult actors when they're literally doing the same exact thing, basically? Like,
there's a lot. Like, and also like I was watching
this movie didn't need sex though. This movie didn't need any of that. And that's
like you don't need to have that. Yeah.
Well, because vampires I don't know if I could talk right now or not.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Vampires are always like perceived, not always, but usually perceived to be either like grotesque and disgusting monsters, or they're like super sexy, like powerful beings, right?
Like super over sexualized.
And this was like such a human portrayal of vampires, if that makes sense. Like such a like they're dealing with all of these like emotions, and they're going to psychologists, and they're like going to support groups. Like there's a bowling alley, and there's this bitchy teen girl that they've got to like get revenge on as practice, and like just
a terrible jeans ad.
A terrible jeans ad, which is funny because when I was watching it, I was like, oh, the Jean thing that's going on right now with Sydney Sweeney, and I was like, oh, that's kind of
I was kind of like, it felt like Daria in a way, where it was like she's just over it, and I mean she still has like a lot more emotions, whereas Daria I think is just built on sarcasm and just disdain for the human race in general. Like I don't think the animated character Daria would have any problem killing a bunch of humans as a vampire. But I feel like
it's literally my favorite cartoon of all time.
The best.
Me too. Like I still think my favorite quote from Daria is when she gets hauled into the principal's office for being rude to someone, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're in here because we think you have low self-esteem." And she goes, "No, I just have low esteem for others." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me. That was me in high school." And I always think it's funny when vampire TV shows that are YA are always like vampires in high school. If I was I didn't even like high school as a teenager, let alone if you were vampire age, like if you were 68 and above, I don't think you'd want to hang out in high school.
So speaking of the age thing, I found it interesting because she was born a vampire, right? And she was a little girl and then she grew up. So is she going to stay at this age forever? Or is she going to continue to get old? Like,
I think it's slow.
Continue to get old. I think they said it would just be slow.
It's just very slow in each process.
Yeah, she said like her grandma or something was like 350 years old or something like that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's interesting because they can still die. They still have a shelf life. They're not like immortal. So the fact that they're not immortal, and they could still die, they can melt in the sun. They could die if they eat food, which I thought was very interesting because a lot of vampire movies and TV shows, they still have them drinking wine and eating food.
Vampires, they don't even really address it. It's just like yuck, you know what I mean? But like,
they can nachos ever again. No popcorn.
I also love how they said that the cruise. He's like, so you're like a crucifix will hurt you or whatever, and she's like, it's more like an allergy.
Yeah, I love that religion's an allergy. Like the whole.
I love it.
And you know what? That's really funny because we're so used to like movies where vampires and like the cross. It's almost like they're treated like demons. They're treated like exorcisms or something.
Yeah.
I don't believe if you're like an atheist vampire or a Buddhist vampire or a Scientology vampire, I don't think that would really affect you. Like if cross isn't going to affect you if you don't believe.
I'm just like trying to think of like a Scientology vampire.
Or a Buddhist vampire. It would explain a lot. I mean, if you really think about it, if Scientology were a bunch of vampires, wouldn't it explain a few things? I'm just saying.
I feel like that's putting vampires down. I think vampires are better than that.
Well, I just don't think vampires could organize like that. But, anyway, what I'm trying to say is I love that, religion, like crucifixes are like, it's like pollen count. Like, it's not really, it'll give you a rash. It'll give you like.
Yeah, I love that. That's another aspect of how it's just like a normal like vampire life. Like it's an allergy. I'm like, I have allergies. It's just I can't even just talk about how cute this is. I can't even think about the movie without smiling. I was discussing it with somebody and I was telling them about it. And I was like, I couldn't stop smiling the whole time I'm explaining it. Like, and I've never had like a horror movie, like technically, like make me kind of feel that way. At the same way, like you said before, the same way like Amelie makes me feel at the end. Like I'm like, oh, like there's hope even in the darkest situations,
Yeah.
And I did cry. I did cry at the end. It's so funny. I was like, did I cry more during the end of Amelie or more during the end of this movie? Like because it was it wasn't that it was sad. It was just such a sweet decision.
Like heartwarming story. Like, and I love that they spoiler for people who haven't seen it. But
Oh yeah,
yeah,
spoilers.
I loved how I like the way they took the ending, because they didn't go the like whole like, you know, I thought they were going to go the other route. They're either going to go all out and kill people or totally against it. You know what I mean?
They turn him into a vampire. They turn it. They end up turning him into a vampire, which I thought of them.
Yeah.
Then also they decide. I mean, spoiler alert. They decide to, you know, end the life of people that are at
terminally ill.
Terminally ill. That, you know, give them the consent, basically.
Basically, it's like vampire. I don't know, euthanasia.
Yeah,
by vampire.
Euthanasia. It's like, which is kind of interesting, because I can't remember if the way they kill them is pretty humane as well. It's not like violent death. So I don't know. I like that.
They didn't really show it though, so they kind of like they kind of cut away and then showed.
Yeah,
the
they showed like the wristband of like a patient, and then like a couple other things, and then they walk through the hallway. Like, yeah, it's
So maybe you know, I mean, it's as humane as it can be.
But I think that's the thing, and another thing I love about it is it wasn't like super gory or super like bloody or violent or anything like that. Just such a unique take on the whole vampire thing, and I really appreciate that they made.
And obviously, the mum knew, and like they said, you can't tell your mum, but she clearly knew. Obviously, at the end, because she's taking them to the people. So I was like, oh. But yeah, he had a glow up like you wouldn't believe. I was like, damn.
And how wonderful is it? How wonderful is it when he's like, this is the only thing I've ever wanted. Like, and I just thought that I was like, oh, he finally like has something that makes him want to live.
Yeah, like he's got a proper purpose. Yeah, like something that actually gives him
purpose. It gave him purpose, and I think that was it also gave him feeling like he's connected to someone who gets him as is, which I think is one of the biggest storylines throughout. Is once you find your people, so to speak, or once you find your person, or once you find someone someone that's basically not going to judge you, someone that is there for you as is, but also helps you find purpose. Oh my God, that's like double whammy.
He wasn't scared. He was never scared of her, really. Like, and then when she did, finally bite the bully guy, like he was more like worried about her, and she was like making him leave. You know what I mean? It was like he was never afraid of her.
No. Well, she also was very scary. She looks like Emily Strange. I mean, she looks like, she just looks like a really.
I mean, he just wants to like leap onto somebody and start at them.
Yeah,
so
that's
at that point you'd go, okay, it did kind of. She is cute, but she also is a vampire. So
it's like it's hard too, because vampires can blend in. They can pass as humans. So I think that's when they're in monster form, they can still pass, at least in this, right? So it's not like a zombie where they're rotting and
it's all gross.
Werewolf when they look like that. It's not.
Yeah, she just kind of got, when she was like running out of energy, when they were running around trying to like take care of his practice stuff, she just got like depleted like a battery. She was just like,
she's just kind of flat.
She just slowly like crouched on the ground and was like, all right, I'm on E right now. Like, I'm empty.
I need something.
There's nothing left, and then he has to like drip blood into her hand after they like leave the party and everything. Oh, the party. So I love talking about the cinematography, and the editing and stuff. I love that scene where he's like talking to the bullies or whatever, and she's standing there, and that guy comes over to her and it's like, I can see through your skin, and he like tries to poke her, and I love the way that they did that scene, how like he goes in reverse, as she looks at him, he goes like in reverse. It was so good. I was, as somebody who makes film, I was just like, oh, I love that. I love the way that they did that. It was so good.
What did I tell you? I've had a guy tell me that at a party before to me, where I was like, where he's like, I can see your veins. It was like at a summer pool party, and I dared to wear shorts, and I hadn't seen sunlight in like, I don't know, 3 years or whatever. So I usually have my goth legs, and it just looked like I have pretty like see-through skin, I guess. And he just was like, I can see your veins through your skin. I'm like, Okay, is this a pick line? Because that's sort of working. I don't know what you want me to say to that. Like you're upset I'm not orange spray tan like everyone else here. Yeah, whatever. Like it just felt like one of those moments where I'm like, ugh, it's that guy. There's always one guy at a party that's gonna be that jerk, and I was like, ugh, whatever. Get rid of him.
I just love the way that she just was so like cool and composed and just like looked at him and he just like back. Okay.
It have to be, right? Like you can't just murder everyone at a party because they're being rude. I think that's another reason I'm really glad.
You can't. Darn it.
But you're gonna
get. This is where I sit on the. That's where I like sit on the fence. Like I'm like, oh, I could be like a nice moral vampire, but then I feel like I would be a really good bad vampire.
Yeah, I want to be moral, but I just think that judgy now.
I would be really good at kicking ass and taking, like taking names, kicking ass and taking names, whatever.
Yeah, I would probably just dare to like jog at night and see who comes for me, and then I would just come for them. Like that feels like what I would do, and then end up being like a vigilante instead of, I don't know. I just don't have the demeanor to be calm when rude people are rude. My Italian kicks in, so I can't just be like, oh, and give them a look. I think I would just break their neck right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just never I've never seen like myself so much in a vampire character because like I love the scary movies. I love the blood and gore, but when it comes to like real life blood, I'm like, no. Then I wouldn't want to end someone, and I don't think I could do that. Like I feel
like we would be an interesting trio. Because I feel like you would be, I would be like, Jenna, just stand in the corner. Just stay over there where it's nice and clean. You just stay there, and I'll go over here and I'll kick some ass. And then Bonnie's over there.
I think we would be more like what they do in the shadows. Like I think the three of us would just find it familiar to do all of our dirty work, so we wouldn't have to actually do any work. And then we would just like have our hobbies and stuff. Like I don't think we would. I don't know. I'm speaking out of turn because maybe you guys would go full vigilante, but I think I would just get.
I feel like I've got a little bit of like, I don't know, a little bit of like underworld in me. Like I feel like, I'd love to get a little suit on and go out and some whooping.
Oh yeah, no, you two are definitely the cool vampires in this group. I'm the one that stays home and watches movies. I'm not gonna be. I'm the one drinking blood bags like Capri Suns at home. Definitely that.
I'm at the blood brave.
I'd probably still be pet sitting. I'd probably be pet sitting werewolves. Like I'm sure I probably wouldn't change that much as a vampire. I just wouldn't die, but I'd still dress like a 12-year-old skater boy, and I'd still eat things I shouldn't be eating, and I would probably be lazy.
I would miss eating.
Maybe what was that?
I was like, maybe I'd miss eating, but no, I probably wouldn't because I wouldn't remember what eating was.
I would miss eating so much. I don't think I could do it. I love like my favorite hobby. Like I can't. I love going out to eat. I love food. I couldn't do it.
Vouch for this, and I think you can too, because I think you guys went out when Jenna visited you in Australia. But when Jenna and I get together, she picks the restaurant. It's always a cool restaurant in LA I've never heard of. I always let her order because she picks the best thing off the menu, and then she watches me flirt with an age-appropriate waiter, and then we have a really good time talking.
Did you say age inappropriate or age appropriate?
Oh, inappropriate. Like,
that's what I was gonna say. I'm like,
that talks to anyone. I can talk to anyone. It's a horrible curse. And I
wasn't judging. I was like, I assumed you meant age inappropriate. I don't know.
No. Like, well, I'm in my 50s. I should not be flirting with 20-something waiters in WeHo.
She will have a full-on like 20-minute conversation with our waiter. Like, no joke.
Yeah, not even what's on.
Like, I was like, Bonnie, we gotta let him do his work now.
He has other people.
Go to work.
He's gotta do work.
Talking about raves to him because he didn't know what a rave was, and I'm like, okay, mister, now I'm going to tell you about raves. And Jenna was just like, he's got other tables, Bonnie. He doesn't want to hear about old rave time. Like he doesn't know what a glow stick is. Let him leave our table. He doesn't care.
Yeah, no, I definitely would be. I would be the one. I would be the vampire with the eating disorder because I would want to eat food and not blood.
Yeah, you and I would have to start a support group for vampires. who still want to eat and who talk too much. Like I feel like I would still be. I
That's
still
what I
be
was just saying. I was saying Jenna will be off in the corner, like, and I'll be like, "Don't touch anything. Like, stay pretty. Just stay over there." And then you'd be over there, yapping.
Oh yeah. Especially if I end up being like 300 years old, do you know how many young humans I would be like, I don't know what a rave is? I would just be like, they don't even know what humans are anymore. Like it would just be one of those moments where I'm like, oh God, I outlived humanity and I'm still talking to. I'd probably chat with a robot. In fact, I know I would chat with a
You would
robot.
get it, yeah. You get it. You and Colin. Colin and you would be like.
I mean, during lockdown, let's just say Alexa and I had very long conversations, and there was no reason for it. Like,
okay, that's not healthy. I will say, as a psychotherapist here,
Yeah,
please do not. Hold on. This is my PSA for the whole episode. Okay? Please do not use Chat GPT as a therapist. Please stop talking to AI. There are all these new articles coming out about how psychologically damaging it is.
I wasn't using it as a therapist. I was using it as a companion. I was using it as
no, that's what I'm talking about too. There's all these articles coming out where people are using AI as like companions, and it's actually like seriously messing up their brain. And it's,
really? Wait, what is it? Tell me, what did it do to me?
It's causing like psychosis and things in people. Like from what I've read, there's a bunch of articles. I will send them to you. But it's
like
what?
I think if you've got like I think if you've got like a weird disposition, I think that you could definitely turn bad.
You guys can see a dog.
He's a vampire psychologist.
There's a dog here, right? I'm not hallucinating.
No,
dog. Okay. Anyway,
oh,
what was your final takeaway, or what was your favorite scene in this movie? I mean, we went through a lot of them. I feel like we talked about.
My favorite. It's obvious what my favorite scene is the record scene. Like I just absolutely because also
I had too many ones that I liked, but I did like I did like the scene, when she was kind of just like mortified. I don't know why, but I just liked it when she was just mortified when she was sitting there with the clown and just the family and just her sitting there like kind of like what is going on, and I kind of love that. And then of course when she is with him and then her fangs start to pop open and then she like has to go, I like that as well. I thought that was really cute.
I think it's, I don't know, when you talk about like the takeaway too, I was just thinking like, I don't know. I got to form the thought first. Hold on. I haven't had dinner or lunch and I've been shooting photos all day. So my brain's a little bit mush right now. Either.
No, I felt like to me it just felt warm and fuzzy, and I feel like it just really brought home that message of no matter where, I don't know, I guess no matter like where you're from or how weird you think you are or like what your life is like I don't know, this is like this very simplistic need to just feel like you want to belong and be understood and be heard and seen. And I think that's kind of what this movie really kind of is about at the end of the day, is just like your existence and finding your place in it, I guess.
Right. And also how people think of vampires in their lives as being like this glamorous, like powerful, like experience, and how like even the vampires might have these struggles that they're going through, right? Even like no matter what kind of like background you come from, like everybody struggles with their own thing.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to remind yourself too. It's like we always think of vampires as the coolest of the monsters, but they can even out of place. They can feel amongst themselves. They can feel like not the coolest or just the weird people or whatever.
They can struggle with who they are and how they have to exist in the world, and move in the world, and like how they impact the world. And that's something I think us humans also need to think about more often.
Yeah, well, and we don't have a choice either when we're, like we don't choose to be here. Our parents put us here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like vampires is the same. Like, it's like, but you have to deal with who you are and where you come from and all of that stuff, regardless.
The Anne Rice books of Vampire Lestat series and Interview with the Vampire, a lot of them, especially Louis, not so much Lestat, because Lestat's a psychopath, but Louis, there's most of Interview with Vampire is him grappling with what it means to be a vampire and losing your humanity. But if you keep your humanity, how much pain and suffering you go through and all of that. And I thought that was
living forever and watching like all the people that you love die over and over and over again.
But also watching humans repeat history over and over
and over again.
So,
yeah.
Like, I was thinking about that today. Of like, you know, that oh gosh, of like when people say, hey, when people say, oh, if I was around during Hitler's time, I would have stopped it. This is what I would have done. And it's just like, why didn't the people during, prevent World War II? Why didn't people prevent Hitler from happening? And it's like, yeah, you weren't there, so you don't know what was going on, but also you weren't expecting World War II. You just finished with World War I and thought that was it. And so now I'm thinking, oh, there's a lot of history repeating itself right now. And I keep thinking, yeah, if I was 300, I would have lost my shit a long time ago. But also, it would have been real hard not to try to change politics and events if I knew I couldn't be killed.
You could maybe have to do something, yeah.
People that are immortal that are evil too. So it's like, you still have humans being evil, no matter if they're turned into vampires or what. They're still at their core themselves. So it's, I don't know, like I thought about that too. It's kind of like the time traveler perplexing thing. When you go back in time to prevent something from happening, it's still going to happen with humans to humans. So it's like with vampires, if you turn out to be 600 or something, how aggravating would it be? Like, oh look, another war.
Here we go again. Yeah, again and again and again and again.
And again, because people are not remembering history, or they think it's different slightly, or they think they're somehow better than history. And it's like, no, it's still the same bullshit. It's still humans being horrible to each other. And as a vampire, I'd be like, again? Are we doing this again?
Yeah.
She's like,
I don't know. Maybe I'm being too morose about it because this was a heartfilming movie.
I mean, and that's probably why you see in some vampire stories that like the vampire gets tired of living at some point. You know, they're
oh yeah, they do sabbaticals. They do underground sabbaticals, especially in, I think, definitely Underworld does it, because if you're always awake, you go crazy, they said. And that world.
Yeah, so you go under for quite a while and then you come back.
You go for a while. You have like some human family that like keeps track of you so you don't get a mini mall built on top of your grave or so like there's ways to like make sure. But what I find interesting too is that, you have to have some level of just let them be. You can't change humanity, you can't change history. You're just there as an observer at that point. I don't think you can really take it upon yourself to change history. You probably want to at the beginning. But if you're just a vampire being a vampire, you just try to survive in general. And that's it. Because once humans are privy to the fact you exist, it's all over. Because then things get screwed up. Once humans know you exist. But the one thing before, True Blood, I know. The True Blood scene where the main vampire guy does the speech with the the Afghanistan vets, Vietnam vets, and he talks about the Civil War. And it's how, they're like, oh, this is when obviously the humans know vampires exist, right? And he's basically connecting with other soldiers. And the only war he knew was the Civil War. But because soldiers all have PTSD, they all have this level of guilt, they have this level of shell shock, that he connected with these human not Vietnam vets, but Afghanistan vets or Middle East war vets.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really touching moment in that series. So I think it's interesting when you look at humanity and vampires, they still have their human history and it's there somewhere. So I would have liked to see, I don't know, not a prequel, but maybe more of like, what was she like when she first, like, what was it like to grow up in this family? Because we only get this snippet, right? We don't see her. I don't know. I guess I wanted more because I love this movie so much. So it's like, I want to know what she's like in kindergarten. I want to know what she was like in like junior high or like elementary school or summer camp or.
Did she even go to school? Because I kind of felt like.
No, she couldn't go to school because they can't be out in the daytime, and so she
she
was like, automatically like she started playing piano like and instantly was just like the best piano player like as a child like just took to it, and they show her like playing on the street, like I guess for tips or something. Like I don't think.
I wonder if you would connect this movie. I wonder if you would connect to this movie on an even deeper level if you were homeschooled. in a way. Because, you know, like if you don't have interaction, I mean, she has her family and her cousins and stuff, so she's not completely isolated. It's not like let the last one in, let the right one in, where she's like totally by herself.
Yeah.
Human
So
handler.
someone just said in the chat, someone just said we want a sequel, and I'm sorry, I have to disagree with that. Do not make a sequel of this movie, like whatsoever. Like just leave it as it is.
Too good.
I don't want a sequel because I just think it's like just a perfect as its own. Like it's just a one of a kind movie. I don't think if they try to make a sequel, I don't believe it'll be as good.
You know, when some movies can never have sequels. And
pull a side character out and give them their own movie. Like give the cousin her own movie. Give the dentist his own movie. Give like, you know what I mean? Like we don't need the main characters. I'm okay with like, no, what were the parents like when they met? Like I would love to see that. Like,
the love story of them.
Bonnie, why don't you write it? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and then I'll put you in it. I love the idea, though. I kind of love the idea of like vampire dentistry movie. And it's just about
vampires with just everyday menial jobs, like just a whole universe of vampires who just live and work like normal people.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe like I would be the person that makes custom like coffins that have like all this cool shit in it. So like if you accidentally, you know, go on sabbatical and something does get built on top of you, how do you get out? Like I feel like that would be an interesting conundrum. Because how would you? I mean, they always have these rituals of like you have to dump a certain kind of blood on the coffin to open up the crypt. I'm like,
yeah.
Make it something fun, like, you know, like pimp my ride, but put my coffin.
Well, now that we've established what our roles would be if we were vampires.
Well, we know you would make a really good therapist.
There we go.
And I would just be a werewolf pet sitter at this point, because that's what I am now. So, and I guess I don't know what I would do, because it's like my job isn't really as a writer. I mean, vampires can write. It's not that big a deal. So I don't know if I would change that much, especially because I work at night anyway, for the most part. I don't want a day job. I want a night job. So I'm cool with that. What would you do, Renee?
I think I was just trying to think. I'm like, I don't know. I just think that I'd just be cooler than I am. Like I just, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just like I said, I wouldn't mind like foraying.
Did we lose her, or did I lose you?
It's so funny, Bonnie. You keep saying that you lose us, but nothing seems weird.
No.
So basically, I'm interrupting you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just kind of funny. I'm like, it's all okay. It's all okay. It's only on your end. Like what you're seeing, maybe it's not. But it's fine.
Worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare as a podcaster to keep like thinking that everyone else's internet connection's wrong and it's actually mine.
Well, you've been all good on.
I'm sorry, Renee.
You've been
good. Okay. It's our first one back, so you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So overall, I love it. It's absolutely like added to my favorite movie list of all time. It's on there. It's in its glory amongst all the other wonderful films that are my favorites. But yeah, I can't love this movie more, and I keep telling people about it. So I'm gonna keep doing that.
I think it's a good date movie.
Yeah.
Like first date movie.
Yeah.
It would be cute to see at the cinema.
Remember First Dates?
Yeah, I don't remember those.
Yeah, I haven't been on a date in so long. I have no clue.
I know, I am either. I don't know why I said that.
What's a date?
What's not a date? Is that where like someone plans something and takes you out and like treats you nice?
I don't
take you out? They take you out, Jenna? Did they?
Oh, she kidnapped me.
I don't know. I wouldn't know when. I couldn't tell you.
I trying to remember the last time I've been on an actual date, and I think it was a different decade. It may have been in the 1900s still. You know, the late 1900s.
But yes, definite date movie and added to my favorite. In fact, it might be my favorite vampire movie of all time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And that's saying something because I don't know. I think it's like Amelie is like one of my favorite movies of all time too. And I don't usually like feel good movies. I usually like depressing movies like Requiem for a Dream or something, right? Like but this is like I don't have a lot of movies that are like make me feel like good at the end, and like this is one of those, and it's got a high place on my list, and I'm glad that they made it. I really am.
Yay! I'm glad that this is a movie that we all liked too, because I mean, it's also like I guess a genre film, but it's because it's Indian speaking. It's not like your typical. But I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I just thought it wasn't what I was expecting, and I was like, this is just an absolute, like, I absolutely love it when I don't know what something's going to be, and then it just turns out to be an absolute gem. And like that's exactly what I thought. Like I watched this, and when it finished, I was all like bubbly and like,
I love it when something makes you feel like that at the end. It's great.
Yeah,
and it doesn't happen a lot nowadays because there's so.
And I think when you watch a lot of dark movies and a lot of horror and a lot of like art house and a lot of all that stuff, sometimes you get like it's it's hard to come across a film where you genuinely just like it for the sake, just like it. And I think like it's cool when that happens.
Yeah. So what are we going to do next?
Yeah. What's our next film?
I don't know. I've got thoughts, but we'll keep them between us three.
Okay.
And also, please feel free to send us suggestions as well, because we always like suggestions.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're kind of spoiled for choice because there's been so many great horror films that came out, and also TV series. Like I'm watching the new Alien series on Netflix.
Oh my, and it's good. It's good.
And also just a lot of quirky horror has been coming out. So I'm all for that, and I'm also all for doing a classic if we want to go back in time and do a classic. Because we're kind of spoiled for choice. There's a lot out there right now.
I know. Did you guys see Opus yet?
What is it?
Opus. Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it's good. I
really liked it. Yeah. I haven't seen Weapons yet, but that's on my list, and I did see Sinners.
It's really good. I liked Weapons a lot. I mean, we haven't talked in so long, but Presence, the ghost one, that's a slow burn, but it's the second time around. It's just not scary, but it's an interesting movie. And also it kind of made me a little seasick because of the motion. It's a little shaky. But there's so many good movies out. Like even like Monkey Paw was hilarious because the last Final Destination movie. I
watched that. Okay, I haven't watched a Final Destination movie in years, and I watched that one.
That to me was a nostalgia thing because obviously Tony, the main guy had died, and they like let him kind of do his goodbye as an actor because he died. I think it was cancer. I'm not sure. It was nice to see him, I think it's Tony Todd in the movie. But I love a good creative death. So I loved the last Final Destination Bloodlines was hilarious. But also Monkey Paw has a lot of good creative deaths as well, which is very Final Destination in a way, but it was. And you don't have to watch all the Final Destination movies before it to see that one if you want to see Final Destination Bloodlines. But there's good call-outs to all the other Final Destination movies. So
I don't know, the Final Destination movies, they just make me be like, oh my God, I already worry about enough horrible things happening. Like now I've got to worry about these absolutely ridiculous ways to die, like these like insane ways to die. Like, no.
I will say, because of Final Destination,
I would love to do a Gene Roland vampire. We would love to do a Gene. Yeah, I'd like to do a Gene Roland vampire film. Would be cool.
Oh yeah, and I was just gonna say with Final Destination, you could tell a certain generation has grown up watching them because LA, you can tell when traffic is weird, and you're like, why is traffic so slow in that one lane? And then you see a logging truck and no one behind it.
Yeah,
and
everyone's like,
I know that's the
no, thank you, no.
Yeah, there's a lot of good vampire movies that are coming out too. I mean, it's a good time to be a horror fan.
I saw Together recently, and I really liked it.
I did too, though there is controversy because that was ripped off from another screenwriter.
Well, it's not really. I'm kind of don't agree with that whole thing. No, it's not. It's like if you look at the two different stories, they're very, very different. There's just
Are
one
they?
scene that,
Yeah.
there's just one scene like that's supposedly similar. And at the end of the day, they chose not to make the film with the other guy, and they preferred this guy's movie instead. So I think there's a bit of bad blood in the sense that they preferred this guy's movie to the other one.
That's it then. Because I was like, there was some kind of controversy about it, but it's also like, I don't have the like attention span to dig deep on Reddit to find out.
No. It was like, I was like, oh no, that's terrible. Like, but obviously because the guy's Australian, and like, so a lot of it's been like in the media quite a bit here. But because of that. But yeah, no, I actually watched it and I really liked it. But yeah, it has a few bits in there where I was thinking of Bonnie, and I was thinking of you too, Jenna, where I was like, ooh, there's like scenes because there's like body bits in there, and there's like, yeah, if anyone else has seen this, they'll know what I mean. But,
that's something that we have in this group a lot too. Is like the weirder the body horror, the better.
Yeah, well, there's some, like I wasn't, you just don't know sort of what. And I watched I don't know, like I really liked Bring Her Back as well.
Mm-hmm.
That was creepy good.
I haven't watched that yet.
No, it was creepy good. And then I can't think what else it was.
Yeah, but, and Shudder, like if you don't want to go to a movie theater, Shudder has some really good independent horror films.
Yeah, there's some good ones on there recently as well, yeah.
And like campy 80s horror films too. So if you have AMC Plus or Shudder, or like even, just Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, all of those streaming, and Canopy has great stuff. Tubi has a lot of great free horror that's just original for Tubi, and that's free. So there's a lot of great stuff you can watch.
There's a lot of really good stuff coming up at the moment in general.
Yeah, it's a good
especially for horror fans like us. Like
they're finishing up the Conjuring series, which is one of my favorite sagas.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested to see this last installment.
It's not one of my favorites. I'm blah about it.
Are you?
I like the one.
Yeah, I'm blah about it. I've never. I don't know. I'll watch them, but I just don't feel. I don't know.
I think it's because I like the offshoots better. I like Annabelle and the Nun. So I like the Nun series and I like Annabelle a lot. So I think that's why. By the way, just in some real life news. So the real life, I think it's the real life Annabelle. So all of the basement where the Warrens had all their stuff kind of like hidden. It was kind of like, I don't know. It was like the basement of artifacts, of evil artifacts that they would have blessed every month or to keep them in wraps. Yeah, some YouTuber comedian bought it all. And
I saw that.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, what could go wrong? Whether you believe in it or not.
Yeah.
I don't think I would trust a lot of evil artifacts with a YouTuber comedian. I'm just saying. This could go wrong. This could go very, very wrong. So I'm just watching the news carefully. Not that I could tell if any evil artifacts have changed news, because our news is kind of an evil artifact right now. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I know your news is frightening.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I'm having a great night tonight.
No, nothing serious. I just want to
about it. I'd rather talk about vampires than real life stuff any day.
Yeah, there's plenty of like there's plenty of really good stuff. I'm like so behind in catching up in TV and movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I just finished The Sandman. And like, I just got the extra episode to go, but like, I really love that series. But like,
I love that series too. I haven't watched the last season though, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I've just got there's like one like special episode or something. It's like an extra offshoot episode, and that's what I've got left. But it's really good. It was a really good show.
Yeah, so. And I would and also anyone watching this, I always recommend the comics themselves. They're really great. I mean, even though the creator is problematic right now, I would say the comics are really rich with mythology and references, and they're really well done in the art.
Yeah, Ugly Stepsister. Yeah, I watched that one.
Yes, I love the Ugly Stepsister.
Maybe we should review. I think we should review that one, because that one is so much. I
loved it so much. I thought that was awesome. Thank you so much, John, for reminding me about that, because that's one of the ones I watched recently that I forgot about, and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, we all talked about it.
Like, have you watched it? And I'm like, yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, we talked about it, I think, in our DMs on Instagram. Just the three.
It was one of those ones where you're like, this could be good or not good. And then I remember I was like, oh, and then I watched it, I was like, oh.
And it was so original and so it's like, it was so, but also historically pretty factual. So that's what they did with like nose jobs and stuff. So like I don't know, I really like that movie. So I think we should maybe put that on our list. to
Yeah.
discuss.
Yeah, definitely. I'm down for that one.
Definitely.
Okay.
And I'll definitely watch Bring Her Back too and see how that is.
Yeah, see what you reckon. Yeah.
Yeah.
See what you reckon. Oh, I haven't heard you say that in so long. I just got
I
emo
said it the
heart
other
eyes
day.
right now. My
I
little
said it
eyes.
the other day, and I was like, I forgot how much Jenna likes reckon.
I love all your Australian slang and your accent. I just love it.
Well, I'm like hillbilly, so reckon is part of cowboy lingo. So for me, it's like
Not in Australia, it's not. In Australia, just everyone says it, and it's like
It's
such
just
a
everyone,
part
yeah.
of their daily vernacular that it's just like,
Yeah.
it's just like, I love it.
Yeah.
But I have to go, ladies. I have
Mhm.
I'm at someone else's house right now, and so I'm like being a rude guest.
oh,
But I had to see you, ladies. I had to see you, ladies. I could not cancel this because I had to see you guys, and I had to like discuss this amazing movie with y'all. And I cannot wait to see you guys again and have everyone join us. We love the comments that you guys make as well while we're doing this, and it's always great for you guys to like, you know, interject with your own opinions and what you think, because it also causes us to like, you know, it causes us to discuss that too, and like it brings up stuff that we might not have, you know, thought of. So we really appreciate your interaction, and you guys always watching us. So
Yeah. And if you haven't watched this film, if there is people who haven't watched it, you should go and watch it. It's on Mubi. It is on Apple TV, and if you're in Australia, you can also watch it for free on SBS.
yeah, and it's
I bought it. I liked it so much. I actually bought it. I purchased it, and I haven't purchased a movie in so long.
And I think if you have AMC Plus or Shudder, it's still on there as well. But I may buy it too because I think that's a good movie.
Oh, I just rented it again off Apple TV because why not?
So good.
But I'm just glad that we did this, and again, I apologize for barking dogs and me having to like play with the werewolves talking. It's my phone, but I just so glad.
Dysfunctional function is basically our thing.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. We can't do anything just the regular way.
No, it wouldn't be us. It wouldn't be us.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Right,
well,
I'm gonna go get some food because I've been shooting all day. So
all right. I love you guys.
We'll see. Bye.
I love you guys. And if you guys haven't seen any of our other episodes, go watch them, okay?
Yes.
Yes. Bye.
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 Yeah.
Bye. I'll leave you with the werewolf. Bye.